and Hugh Jackman was one of them who posted a picture that Hugh Jackman posted a picture with Kevin Feige first. Sorry, the Wolverine picture first, and then he posted a
Yeah,
picture with Kevin Feige. Now, a lot of people started speculating: is this his return for the MCU, and is he gonna be in Spider-Man: No Way Home? People have been speculating that, and a lot of scoopers have said that that is the case, and he is going to be there. Um, but then after this, he posted about Donner's passing. So some people said that he posted the picture with Feige because of the Donner's passing, because to honor him, because they both met because of him, and that makes sense because the news became public later on. But obviously these people might have known beforehand, before the news became public, because
yeah,
apparently he was ill for a long time, and obviously the family and close friends will be in the know. So that's also the case. So I don't know how to interpret this, posting, but um, I can understand why people are thinking that this could signal his return in the MCU.
yeah. Like, okay, like some of these were posted before the passing, as you said, of Richard Donner, and of course, like he may be friends with the family or circle of friends and stuff like that. He got to hear about it. So this was his tribute before the news came out, maybe. But to be honest, I don't think that's the case. I think he would have posted something very much showing us Richard Donner and his appreciation for him. He, Boss Logic, of course, makes amazing art, so it could have just been Hugh Jackman showing his appreciation for him, Kevin
Yeah.
Feige. Like I just think if he was gonna put up a post of him and Kevin Feige, they would have did it maybe of one of the X-Men anniversaries. But correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think any anniversaries happened in the last few days. So I'm a little bit surprised that they posted one of Kevin Feige. The Wolverine one's pretty cool, and he's in a suit. Like could he appear in Spider-Man 3 No Way Home? I think there's a pretty good chance, because like if we're getting Jamie Foxx back as Electro and Alfred Molina, William Dafoe, talk of Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire, is it really strange to think that Hugh Jackman would show up as Wolverine, even just for a second? I know people would say, "Oh, Logan was the proper send off, and coming back would ruin it." I don't necessarily like, like. Okay, the X-Men universe was his own thing at Fox, but is it really a step down if you come back and you're in the Marvel Cinematic Universe? I'm not too
Not at
sure
all.
that's a step down because how many people are going to see that? A lot, probably a lot more than that got to see Logan. No disrespect to Logan, the film, James Mangold or Hugh Jackman. I love that film, one of the best of all time. But Spider-Man No Way Home is going to be huge. It's going to be a online riot when that movie hits and the first trailer because people are pumped. I think Grace Randolph said that Matt Murdock, Daredevil, will be in it as well, and he's going to be in She-Hulk.
Yeah.
And I know people will say, "Oh, Grace Randolph, can't believe her," but that's a pretty big thing to say and to be wrong about if it's not true. Like that's pretty big. She
Yeah.
talked about She-Hulk and Spider-Man 3. She can't really back into a corner and say, "Oh, they took out the character, they took out that scene," because
Yeah.
that's two big projects. So
He
I'm going to
also
believe Grace on this one.
he also just said that Matt is not gonna be suiting up in Spider-Man.
Yeah, yeah,
So that is
yeah,
also a very specific thing to say.
exactly. So I do believe her in that sense, and she's been saying for a while that Hugh Jackman could be a possibility because Kevin Feige wants to bring in, she talked about Hugh Jackman's Wolverine, but also the Avengers that never happened. Like Emily Blunt was supposed to be Black Widow, Tom Cruise was supposed to be Iron Man, John Krasinski was supposed to be Captain America, stuff like that. Those castings that never happened. She's been saying that Kevin Feige has wanted to do an Elseworlds kind of Avengers maybe shot in this film or maybe Doctor Strange 2, which would be awesome. imagine Tom Cruise as Tony Stark. Like, come on,
Yeah.
it would be unbelievable. So Hugh Jackman, I'm not saying it's going to 100% happen, but I think if there was a situation for Hugh Jackman to return as Wolverine and say, even though Logan was perfect, I'm okay with coming back because this is the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and I've worked with Kevin Feige before. He produced the early X-Men movies. He's been involved with all these. So, and Richard Donner introduced him into this world as well. So, Richard Donner not only introduced Superman and maybe the buddy cop element of Lethal Weapon, but he also introduced Kevin Feige and maybe was the reason the MCU was created. So Richard Donner's legacy is just unbelievable. But I'm going to say Hugh Jackman will return in Spider-Man No Way Home, even just for a second. That's my prediction.
There's also one quote that a lot of people are forgetting from Hugh Jackman. Um, so years ago when Deadpool 2 was happening, right? He was
Yeah,
constantly being nagged by Ryan Reynolds to come back and do just
yeah,
one film and all that, right? And he obviously
yeah,
said no. And what I remember seeing one quote from him that he said, "Look, I'm done. Logan was my send off, and for I am not, open to coming back. But for something like that, if I need to consider that, now I'm paraphrasing, but he said something like, if I am to consider coming back, it has to be something really huge, like me being in an Avengers movie or in the MCU or something
yeah,
like that." So that was
yeah,
that was a big thing that he said back then, and I don't see anybody bringing that up, when this topic came up. But if he is still in that, he's if he's still adhering to that, then there's no question that he will not show up in this, because this is
yeah,
Kevin Feige, and this is the MCU, and they're doing the multiverse. Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield are coming back. Why the hell would you not come back, right? Even just for one movie.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
just I think that there's I think it's more likely that he would come back than he won't.
Look, like this movie is set to be huge, and I don't think Hugh Jackman would turn on the opportunity to be in the MCU, in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And for years, probably we wanted maybe the X-Men universe or the Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire universe to cross over together. Imagine that now with the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Like that was just, you just you'd blow up in your seat watching this in theaters. But if anyone
Yeah.
could bring Hugh Jackman back, it's Kevin Feige, and maybe this could open the door for Deadpool 3, maybe a Wolverine Deadpool movie, because it's now under Marvel. It can't fail financially and
Yeah.
probably critically as well. So the risk value isn't as high maybe as when they were at Fox. So, I think that could be a win-win for everybody.
I don't think there's any risk at all. And
Yeah,
even just him showing up, people would just buy tickets just to see that. Nobody cares about what
exactly.
the story or plot is for this movie.
Yeah,
They just want to
I
go
don't
see
care.
yeah, they want to go see Tobey
I don't
Maguire,
care.
Andrew Garfield, and if Wolverine is in it, so they'll go see Wolverine. They don't care what the plot is. It could just be the
Yeah,
most basic plot ever, and they'll just be happy.
yeah, I'll be happy.
Yeah,
I just want to see. I want to see Toby back in the suit, and if
yeah,
Hugh Jackman wants to show up, man, I'm giving this a 10 out of 10 masterpiece. I don't care.
yeah. Especially because the previous two Spider-Man movies have not been as good as the older Spider-Man movies. So I would say that
Yeah,
at this point, I was not that much interested in the third movie anyway. So having these guys in just, boosted my excitement level to the top. And
yeah,
obviously,
crazy.
I'm just watching it for them.
Yeah. And even Reese says, imagine a Wolverine versus Hulk film. Like, there's so many opportunities and possibilities that could happen here.
Yeah,
Why not?
exactly.